Thank you so much for all the support you gave me, guys.
Okay.
Today, I got promoted.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Hi, I'm Christine. I'm the founder of Absolute, and I'll be answering Living's burning questions today. How would you describe yourself to our viewers? I'm a very passionate person. I'd also say I'm very driven and committed. I'm also very loyal and understanding. I don't scare off that easily, and I also sometimes take challenges that many people might not. So yeah, let's start at the beginning. How did I get into sustainable fashion? So it was more of an accident. What many people might not know is that I also was in business a few years ago as well, and that didn't really work out, and that was in fashion as well. So obviously I was much more immature. I didn't have a lot of understanding or learning, and this time around when I wanted to start it and when I did my research, I stumbled upon sustainable fashion. As I said, it wasn't planned or anything. I was trying to understand what kind of model to do, how do I kind of navigate through this, because in Sri Lanka the only kind of inspiration or what was the norm was that you do a collection, do a photo shoot, and that's a brand. And so I kind of wanted to go out there and look what would be like the best way to go forward, and I came upon sustainable fashion. And once you know it, there is no way you can turn back. It's like if you know the right thing, there is no way you can kind of go ahead and do whatever you wanted to do. So that is how I got into sustainable fashion. It's been more than a year since we established our brand, and if I could tell a bit about my experience as the founder of Absolute. It's been an absolute thrilling journey. It's been very fun and exciting. But my team is watching and my family is watching, so I can't say it's all like exciting stuff. It's also been very challenging, a bit exhausting at times, but it's been one of learning and discovery, and a bit of tantrums, a bit of losing my mind, but it's been a really great fun, I have to be honest. Who do you consider your top local designers, and from them, which one would you pick to collaborate with? There are so many amazing designers that I've actually come across, and one of them is Yuda. So they engage in Ududumbara weaving. So it's kind of like the old age techniques and crafts being modernized in a way where we can actually relate to, and maybe our generation would like to kind of wear them. So I really think it's a pretty cool thing, and that's a brand I'd really like to collaborate it with some point with maybe Essentials. Who knows? I mean that'll be like really cool. That'll be like a really cool thing to do. And I also really like Navya SL. They do bags and accessories. And there's another brand called Nad Women's Wear. They do a lot of nice color blocking detail garments, and that's like a very fun thing too. So those are some of the brands that I really like from Sri Lanka, and maybe one day perhaps collaborate with also. In my way, what does Sri Lanka's talent need to be influential? Is it that they need a larger arena to present their work, or is there anything else they need support with? I think there's a lot of amazing talent in Sri Lanka. I think from their part, I think this is something I feel personally, is that a little bit more ambition. I think that will take us a long way. And in terms of a platform, this is something that I've seen as well, that we have this tag of third world country, poor country, or like developing country. But I also know like a lot of people who are well connected, well, have a lot of resources, but they're all operating in their own little pockets or like in their own, space. I often wonder what if all those resources and networks sort of come together. Imagine like a global platform, because sometimes individually brands or designers might not know how to get there, right? Imagine all that kind of combined together, where we can kind of be. That'd be very cool. As someone who ventured into eco enterprises, what are some challenges I faced, and what have I done to overcome them? Quite a few challenges. I think this has been something this is an industry that has been built over 30-40 years, right? This fast fashion, not so sustainable businesses. So it's been very tough to tackle mindsets, sometimes of suppliers, sometimes even of customers. We do have customers literally coming and asking, so you will get another collection next week, right? So that is the kind of the mindset that we have to slowly change, because nobody wants like a bam, that kind of change. None of us react too well to it. So that has been one that we've had to kind of deal with. And even on the supplier end of things, we often get asked, before we ventured into our own manufacturing, we were also manufacturing with third-party manufacturers. So one thing that was very common and shocking to us was like, but is it for local? So then why are we doing all these things? Do we need all this quality? Isn't it for the local market? So that is a place that we had to operate in too. Changing that kind of mindset, that has been a bit challenging. So yeah. What is my take on slow fashion and how feasible is it in Sri Lanka? I think, like I said, this is something that has been built over like the course of years. So it's not like we can, figure out a change overnight, but it's definitely practical. It's not very easy though. I can't really lie. As much as I'd like to believe it, it's not very easy, because at least 95 to 98%, I think so, of Sri Lankan clothing brands, not just clothing, and apparel in general, are fast fashion. So even from suppliers to everyone is designed to cater to that. So there is like a plethora of like harmful fabrics, materials, and fortunately or unfortunately, as much as we'd like to be an eco enterprise, we also operate within it. So there is a lot of practical challenges, like there's so much that can be done. On the plus side though, I do see it happening. It's not that it's not happening. We're definitely much more open to it now as a country. So yeah.
What's the strangest thing in your refrigerator?
Strangest thing, I think sour candy.
What was your favorite toy growing up?
I've had a blue color car, like a big car that I could ride in, and that was like that was it.
What's the funniest way you've ever broken the law?
I don't know if I should be admitting it, but I have like a bit of a thing of running red lights.
Oh no!
I don't know if I'll go to jail for this, but I've been caught once or twice too. But,
If you could erase one event from history, which would you erase and why?
I think wars in general, like there's been so many of it, it just doesn't make sense to me, because you can just sit and resolve it, right? Like,
who do you most like to poke fun at?
my mother. She's funny, and yeah, my mother.
If you were suddenly transported to another planet, how would you assess the situation?
Very slowly. I think it'll be a bit scary. I'm not a very, oh my god, space person. So it'll be like very slowly. I'll be like, and then, that kind of thing. So.
If you could use only one word for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
Bugger. Yeah. Bugger.
You've been given an elephant. You can't get rid of it. What would you do with it?
I'll keep it. I love elephants, so I'll keep it.
What's the funniest thing you've seen on the news?
Nothing that comes to my mind, but sometimes news is generally funny.
If you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say?
Be in peace, stay peace, distribute peace. Yeah.
If you could be friends with a celebrity,
Yeah.
who would it be and why?
I'd like to be either friends with Salma Hayek or Jennifer Lawrence. They're like full of life and fun. I mean, amazing vibes. So yeah.
How can you tell if someone has a sense of humor?
I think it just comes out without trying hard. Yeah, they're just generally laughable and they make you laugh often. So yeah.
If you were to name your own song, what would you name it?
Laugh a little, live a little. Yeah.
What is the strangest thing in your bag right now?
I don't know if it's very strange for someone in my industry, but I carry a lot of fabric swatches just in case on the go I have to pick them.
What's the strangest thing that you've ever fallen in love with?
Strangest thing? I don't know, random babies that I've never known before. Yeah, on the road, yeah. I just immediately fall in love with them. So.
How much does the amount of traffic affect your mood?
I think it's gotten a bit better, but it used to affect me a lot, like lot of rage, like lot of road rage, but it's better now. Yeah.
What's your worst habit?
I think overthinking. I overthink a lot.
How do you think the world would be different if bananas were illegal?
It'll be a terrible place. Bananas are awesome.
Would you rather be able to control time or be able to know what the other people are thinking?
Control time. Knowing what other people are thinking would be like too much unwanted drama. So I'd rather control time.
What talent would you like to possess that you don't if you could?
I think singing, just because because I sing a lot, so that it's not all that unpleasant. I just like to get better at singing. Yeah.
If you were in a room filled with you and your doppelganger and $2 million, what would you do?
I think I'm hoping I'll get to keep the $2 million and I'll make best friends with my doppelganger. There you have it. These are my answers to the questions and the game. Be sure to check Living's Instagram and Facebook for the latest episode of Living Gets Real.